For the third consecutive year, the Consulate General of Israel to New England will host its annual Black History Month MLK event titled Living His Dream, the Life and Legacy of Martin Luther King Jr. in celebration of Black History Month. The event will take place on Tuesday, February 27th at 6 p.m. at the Museum of African American History, located at 46 Joy Street in Boston, right on Beacon Hill. This event not only serves to honor the legacy of Dr. King and his support for the Jewish state, but it seeks to fortify a genuine relationship with Boston's African American community. The celebration will include an annual statement by Consul General Yehuda Yaakov, a keynote address by Colette Phillips, the CEO and president of Colette Phillips Communications Incorporated, and the founder of Boston's premier networking event series, Get Connected. And it will feature a music performance by the Boston Children's Chorus. Here to tell us more is Consul General Yehuda Yaakov and Colette Phillips. Welcome to Urban Update. Thanks for coming in.
Great to be here.
I am so happy to have you guys here today. Mr. Consulate General, let me start with you. What inspired you to create this event honoring Dr. King?
Well, first of all, I think, first of all, to recognize that Dr. King was a strong supporter of Israel. A strong supporter of Israel as a democracy, as a country which is trying to make the world better, even going back to his time. And I felt that there was a vacuum there that needed to be filled.
Okay. Now, Colette, now you've been advocating for diversity and inclusion for many years. Talk to me about why you're excited about this event.
Well, I'm excited about it because I have been to Israel twice, and something that I think most people may not know if you haven't been to Israel is that Israel is a very multicultural, multiracial country. It is also, as Dr. King says, it is truly an oasis of democracy in the Middle East, and it is the strongest ally that we have there. And so I am excited, one, to say that the Consul General has made a concerted effort. And I have said to him, and I will say it publicly, that of all the Consul Generals that have ever been in Israel, to Boston from Israel, he has probably single-handedly done the most to build relationships to Boston's diverse community. Not just African Americans, but the Latino community and the Asian community. And I think that it's very important because we don't often see consul generals unless there is a crisis in their country. And he has made it his mission to not only advance the economic partnership with Massachusetts, but to build relationships.
Wow. Well, Mr. Consul General, it's quite a testimonial from Colette Phillips. Yeah. Talk to me about how Dr. King's legacy has affected you personally.
Well, I think it's fair to say that since Israel's establishment almost 70 years ago, this April, the community of color in America has stood shoulder to shoulder with Israel. And I've been thinking about how we need to do more to reciprocate, not just to have events, which are wonderful, but also to build business relationships, cultural relationships, and so on. And I think that that's really permeated my consciousness. Beyond that, I mean, at the symbolic level in Israel, we have a forest in Dr. King's honor, 10,000 trees in the northern part of the country. There are streets in Israel named after Dr. King. And I think if you ask your average Israeli in the street what he or she thinks about the values that Dr. King represents, you will find that it resonates with the overwhelming majority of our population.
Now, Colette, I understand that you've had a long-standing relationship with the Israeli community. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Well, I had a very sort of eye-opening epiphany when I went to Israel for the first time 28 years ago. And I was back there last year. I went to Israel with the late Ledi Zakum, which the Zakum Bridge is named for.
Wonderful.
And I was truly moved. I mean, you cannot go to Israel and not be moved not only by the history, but by the people, by the interactions. And when I returned here, I said, I want to make sure that we build stronger relationships from the Black community with both the Israeli and the Jewish community. And so I have been very actively involved for about 20 odd years and returned last year and was just amazed at the growth of Israel and some of the advancements that they have made in technology and innovation. It was just marvelous.
Now, Mr. Yaakov, Martin Luther King had a lot of ties to the Jewish community and publicly announced his support for the Israeli people. And you touched on this a little bit, but can you talk a little bit more about the influences that his work that can be seen in Israel?
Yeah, I think first of all, I don't know if you know this, but Dr. King actually had planned to go to Israel. He had accepted an invitation by the prime minister at the time. Unfortunately, his tragic assassination obviously didn't take place. The whole idea that everybody deserves a chance, and it doesn't matter your gender or your color or whatever. This is deep-seated in Israeli society. You know, I remember I went to my first Martin Luther King breakfast here in Boston. That was in probably in 2015. I think I missed the one in 2014. And I remember they sat me at a VIP table, and people were very nice to me, but they didn't seem to know why I was there. And that was an opening for me. And I said, you know, I can see the body language. I want you to know that Israel today, in the 21st century, is a country of color. 60% of our young people under the age of 14 come from families whose parents have their origins in Africa or Asia. Plus, we have 20% population of Israeli Arabs. So, you know, you could see how the values of Dr. King fit so well with Israel today.
Okay. Now, there are many influential leaders in Boston, but you chose to partner with Colette this year. Tell me why.
Well, in the 3 events that we've done, this will be the 3rd, as Colette said, I've been looking for a certain profile of honoree. And that's somebody who, first of all, obviously wears very proudly and publicly their friendship for Israel. And Colette definitely fits the bill. But also wants to take the relationship to the next level. And in that, Colette very much reflects the predecessors, Dr. Motley and Senator Cowan. And these are the kind of leaders and friends that I believe we partner with them, we will take the relationship to the next level.
Okay, well, another good testimonial for you. One for you and one for you. Dr. Consulate General Yehuda Yaakov and Colette Phillips, thank you both for coming in. Good luck with the event. It sounds like it's going to be a great event.
It's going to rock. Come and see it.
Okay, all right. All right, coming up, looking to improve your communications and leadership and business skills? Well, we might just have the answer you've been looking for. The details in just a moment right here on Urban Update. We'll be right back.